got one shot, better get it right. I'm getting ready. Gotta look real hot, cause it's Friday night. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready today. I'm getting ready to say I'm not that weird geek you think I must be.
We are honored to welcome a star. We've got him. He's Jonathan Lengel. He's an actor. He's a singer. He is Archie on the Netflix movie 13, the musical. You're a star, kid. Where did your confidence come from?
I guess, my upbringing, in New Jersey, and I was always, very comedic and very funny from a young age, so I guess it's just natural.
Yeah, it's natural, but you've overcome an awful lot. Just being a successful working actor, that's one thing. But tell folks, I mean, you're 16 years of age.
Yep.
Tell folks what challenges you have faced physically from the day you were born.
Yeah, so I was born with a rare form of congenital muscular dystrophy. And, when I was growing up, I wasn't as strong as everybody else. And this is a progressive disease that I have, but luckily it's slowly progressing. And I am also an ambulatory wheelchair user. See, I'm sitting in my wheelchair right now, but I can also, walk a few steps. Before the pandemic, I was even, singing and, dancing and performing on stage. I don't do that as much now because, like I said, it's progressive, but I'm still doing everything I can to, make myself shine.
Our daughter, when she knew that I was interviewing you, she got excited. She goes, "You have Archie." Here's what I'm curious about. Tell folks who Archie is in 13, the musical, which is from the 2008 Broadway play in the film. Talk to us about Archie and why you connect with Archie and Archie connects with you.
Right. Well, like me, Archie also has a rare form of muscular dystrophy, and he's very funny and confident. In the movie, he's next door neighbors with his best friend Patrice, and even though he is still grounded like Patrice because he's not in the cool kid crowd, he is kind of swayed by the other kids to do not so intelligent things like go see a horror movie in like the 7th and 8th grade. So, deep down, he's really just like everybody else.
In some of the notes in preparation for the interview, this really comes from an article that was written about you. You talked about, I'm going to read directly. Growing up, I didn't see anyone on film or television that looked like me. There were times that I would go to an audition and there were stairs that you had to get up into the audition room and the director would get mad at me. I feel like portraying Archie is going to show everyone like me that this is possible. I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream. Talk about that.
Well, like I said, there are ups and there are also downs of, living with muscular dystrophy. There are some people who will stare at you and will think of all these things when, when I was born, all of the doctors were telling my parents that I wouldn't be able to do this or that, like they said, I wouldn't be able to write with a pencil, but, today I write in cursive. And, what I really want to do is empower other kids that are like me to achieve their dreams, because at the end of the day, we're all just like everybody else. We're all human.
Were you, like any actor, rejection is part of it? Were you turned down for a significant number of roles when you were auditioning?
I'd say there were one or two, and some of it might be from the disability. Some of it might just be I wasn't good enough for that role. It's a tough business, and I've submitted a bunch of auditions since booking 13, and sometimes you kind of just have to throw them over the fence and forget about them because at the end of the day, they're just auditions, and sometimes they'll pick you and sometimes they won't.
P.S. This is part of a mini series we're doing on One-on-One called The Arts Connection, and you epitomize everything the Arts Connection is all about. But I'm curious about something. A lot of this comes from you, your personality, your grit, one of my favorite words, right? But your family as well? Because I know your mom was actually, before you got on camera, was trying to fix something. And
Yeah, she was trying to adjust the collar. Yeah, I mean,
is your mom around there?
yeah, she is, and I feel like both my parents, my mom and my dad, they really have both been very supportive of me and my career throughout my whole life, even when I was doing a lot of regional shows, before I booked 13, they paid for the acting classes, they drove me for tech week, when we were rehearsing, and my dad would actually stay with me in the wings backstage to, help me up and make sure that, I was safe. And yeah, so they have just been the absolute best parents in the world for me.
John, I'm curious, in what ways has 13 the musical and playing Archie changed your life?
Well, I feel like it's changed my life because growing up, like you read earlier, I didn't really see anybody like me, and being able to portray Archie, it's just really empowering for me, and to see that, um, during one of the auditions for 13, actually, I had to sing a song for Jason Robert Brown, one of Jason Robert Brown's songs for Jason Robert Brown, and when I was finished, he told me I could feel your joy when performing, and as a vocalist and a musician, that just felt so validating for me. I even got emotional afterwards because, that kind of, him saying that kind of convinced me that I could actually do this and pursue this as a career. So that's.
Before I let you go, Jonathan, do you remember the moment you found out that you got the job?
Well, ironically, it was on February 13th, which, the movie's called 13, so we found it on the 13th. To be honest with you, Steve, I couldn't believe it. I thought that it wasn't real and it was a dream that I was going to wake up from, because this has been my dream for such a long time to do something like this. And it was just so relieving almost, because at that point we were about a year into the pandemic. I was on virtual school. I was in virtual high school because I was a freshman at the time. So just hearing the words, from the director Tamara Davis, look around because you are the cast of 13 the musical on Netflix, that was a little bit shocking for me, so it was just it really was something else, and it definitely, the moment still replays in my mind to this day.
Hey, Jonathan, I also know you do work with the Muscular Dystrophy Association. We'll make sure the website goes up as well. We wish you, your family, everyone connected to your life and supporting you and the work you do, all the best. But also, I want to tell you that I have this strong sense that you helped a lot of people, not just younger people, all kinds of folks, be more confident about pursuing their dream. Thank you, young man. You got a great future. All the best.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Steve. I'll talk to you soon.
I'm Steve Adubato. That is a superstar, Jonathan Lengel. See you next time, folks.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, Johnson & Johnson, New Jersey's Clean Energy Program, the Russell Berry Foundation, PNC, Grow Up Great, NJ Best, New Jersey's 529 College Savings Plan, Englewood Health, Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters, and by the Adler Aphasia Center. Promotional support provided by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and by AM 970 The Answer.
It only gets better when we stand together to tough through and get by. Even though it's harder than ever, we're gonna make it. Long as we don't break it, just do right. There's no sides. We must know it's part of forever. It only gets better.